Fight fans, fight fans, fight fans. Glad to be back with you once again. Now, this picture right here with these people with the praying hands, and they look like they're just sanctified. And they just all about the good Lord, and they're all about helping their fellow man. It's the righteous gemstone. A bunch of fake-ass people just like Hillsong. Big church followings. Get you to hang on every word while you just go ahead and just donate all of your hard-earned money to their cause. It's kind of like what being a fan of the PBC is, and believing in Al Haymon and the Al Haymon Floyd Mayweather model. We're just a bunch of people believing in their cause, hoping that one day they will cross the street, hoping that one day you'll get to see that Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence fight. But we know that Bob Arum and Al Haymon have come together, considering that Al Haymon has the 147 class locked up like a bad stool, constipated fucking shit show. We are hoping that this is truly going to come to an end, and Bob Arum and Al Haymon are playing fair. They say that they're doing so. Let's just hope this isn't another Righteous Gemstones Hillsong kind of past the PopOff situation, because Al Haymon definitely is Papa Gemstone, and he is Pastor PopOff. Now let's get into this shit. Respect, though.
There's somebody out there, they have a child who's been diagnosed with ADD, hyperactivity, and learning disabilities. And I believe if you anoint your child with this miracle spring water, God's going to touch that child. He's going to buckle down. He's going to study. He's going to get straight A's.
Get better grades than he ever got before. Right. And you'll know it's because of God's supernatural touch. It's a girl, Liz. It's a girl, yes.
Well, you just don't want to give her drugs, because that doesn't do any good. You have to use the miracle spring water.
What's up, fight fans? It's your man 3K the Boss, a.k.a. Mr. Two Hands Up. You know what it is. All right, so Bob Arum and Al Haymon to make more fights in 2020 after Wilder versus Fury. Bob Arum has called Al Haymon a cancer to the sport of boxing in the past. And he even said that he encourages PBC fighters like Errol Spence Jr. not to work with the white promoters. That was then. And with the February 22nd rematch between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury being the now, Arum has changed the position about the longtime rival Haymon. I can predict that with no uncertainty, that Wilder vs. Fury 2 will be on a number of fights that TopRank and PBC will be doing together. Some on ESPN, some on Fox, and others on pay-per-view. I think that's absolutely the case. Arum told Boxing Scene in an interview, everything changes in boxing. Everything changes in life. There is now peace among promoters. We have no problem working with the PBC. You're dealing with professionals. But the press paints a different picture. When PBC had all the money from the hedge funds, their policy was not to deal with anybody. That's long since passed. Arum even went as far as saying that he can negotiate a fight with Terrence Crawford and Spence Jr. in less than an hour.
Jesus made you dance like, yes, yes.
Once Spence Jr. is ready to resume his career, thanks to his rekindled relationship with Haymon, I have no problem working with the PBC, and I don't think they have a problem working with us, said Arum. People talk, but they don't know what they're talking about. It's easy for others to say we don't deal with one another, but that's not the case. I speak to Al every day now. Because of the promotion for Wilder versus Fury, Al Haymon has modus operandi to be in the shadows and not talking to the press. That's something he wants to do, and we can't change that. If anything, I speak too much to the press. Arum emphasized that it's easy to say competing promoters don't work with each other, but it's simply not true. Now, fight fan, this is actually a thing that I've wanted. This is the thing that I've been preaching about for a very long and extensive amount of time, and it almost becomes like it becomes a bit much, man, when you're speaking on it so much. But all I've wanted is for people to co-promote one another, and I wanted other promotional outfits to play fair with others, so we can get clarity about the best, and the viewers can get the best fights. Because that's all it's about. It's about the fans. It's about us getting the best fights, and the promotional outfits bringing the best fights to the table. But it's all smoke and mirrors at the PBC. That's all it's ever been. That's why I consider him a righteous gemstone. That's why I consider Al Haymon a pastor PopOff.
Jewelry business on eBay. Amen. I am on my way to my multi $1 million potential.
And he's misleading this flock that tends to believe in him and fight for him at every drop of a hat, while he only gives you 1 or 2 fights a year with your favorite so-called killers, and they're not fighting killers at all, they're fighting pussycats. But if that narrative was to change, I would definitely step my foot off the gas on keeping my foot on their neck. But until then, until I see any different, I'm going to have to believe that the model is the same. But I'm going to show you guys how it can be different in a second. But until then, Haymon's got everybody sipping out of his fucking bullshit cup of miracle water. Punch drunk believe in everything this man says.
Let me send you your free packet of Miracle Spring Water. It's absolutely free, no obligation. Take a moment to jot down the number on your screen and call now. I'll send you your Miracle Spring Water absolutely free without any obligation. You're next in line for a miracle.
We deal with everybody, whether it's Eddie Hearn in Matchroom Boxing in the Zone, or Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy, said Arum. Arum pointed to TopRank's recent fights arranged with Golden Boy, which included his fighter Shakur Stevenson besting Joet Gonzalez for the WBO featherweight title, and Jamel Herring beating Lamont Roach for the WBO junior lightweight crown. His other top-ranked fighter, Carlos Adamez, lost to Golden Boy's Patrick Teixeira for the WBO super welterweight title last month.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
All right, fight fans, so what I'm showing you right now is I'm showing you that Al Haymon has already signed a deal in demand to plan long-term pay-per-view runs with Cox Cable. He signed a long deal with Cox Cable. It doesn't really specify on how long the deal is on this article, but I know it's supposed to go somewhere through like 2026, but don't quote me on that. But Al Haymon signing this Cox deal only means one thing if he is doing it with just his PBC stable of fighters alone. You're only going to get those bum fights that you're already getting for free, and he's going to charge you more for them. But it's a completely different thing with Al Haymon if Bob Arum is involved in co-promotion. That means that the best fighters on Al Haymon's stable and the best fighters on Bob Arum's stable will come together, like I would say, like a Errol Spence or a Terrence Crawford. But I mean, if this realistically is gonna happen, you'll get those best fight the best type fights. And I've always insisted that, you know, these guys gotta co-promote one another because there are not many stars in this niche sport of boxing that we love. So it would take a Charlo to go fight a guy on the opposite side of the street. It would take a Spence to go fight a guy on the opposite side of the street. It would take a Tank Davis to fight a guy on the opposite side of the streets, and it would take a Jamel Herring to go over on the other side of the street, vice versa. That way, that pay-per-view model makes sense. Because if he doesn't, I promise you, the PBC is a sinking ship waiting to happen. Also, fight fans, I think something like this could actually happen, which would benefit us as fight fans because the Zone has their foot on the neck of the boxing world and they're taking it by storm, because you can only look at 147 and you could only look at 154 for a majority of the PBC stable of fighters. Outside of their TopRank and the Zone have it all. So that could mean good things for the future, and even though I'm not for the pay-per-view model, if that's what it takes to get guys like Errol Spence, granted, God willing, he can come back, and Terrence Crawford in the ring, or all of those other top guys at the PBC, fighting top guys at TopRank, I am more than happy. I am more than happy. I can't say enough for something like that to happen, but only time will tell. But we're going to have to see, and we're going to slowly peel this thing apart in layers, fight fans. So that's all I got for you guys today. As we always say at the end of this shit, it costs you nothing to pay a nigga no mind. Respect, though.
Look at that man go! Woo! Man! Oh, I'll tell you, Jesus made you dance like. Yeah! Yes! Yeah!